So first of all, good morning to everyone. Now I'm going to debate with him, and the topic is grammar essential for us to speak English? And I choose that grammar is essential, and my friend choose that grammar is not essential to learn that how to speak English. So let's start. So how can you say that grammar is not essential to
Okay, so
speak
first
English?
of all, according to you, why do you think that having a good knowledge about grammar is most important to learn a communication skill?
Because of I know that a person who live in another country and if he live in this country for 6 months or 7 months, then you know that how to speak the language of that country. But if you learn grammar, then you know the right way that what to say and how to say the sentences. But if you don't know that how to say the sentences, he is very weak in grammar.
So I would like to ask one more question related to your grammar. As you told me, like having a good knowledge about grammar is most important to enhance your communication skill.
Yeah.
As there is no doubt, I'm totally agree with you. But I would like to ask one more question. Let me ask you that: what is the difference between grammar and tenses? English is spoken on the base of which?
Both are important for that
Both
for
are
speaking English.
okay, but whenever I try to speak English, so I always try to speak English on the base of sentences. I never use a lots of grammar included my communication skills.
But if you want to talk to anybody, then you will also know that how to use the grammar words like my and mine, that and those.
That is not a grammar. Okay,
That is
grammar
related.
has a
That is
very
related
deep.
with
Even
grammar.
grammar has a very deep grammar. If I talk about grammar, so grammar has a very depth and large things. Like grammar
Yeah,
is
yeah.
included in like
The topics like indirect speech and speeches and active passive voices, that's come with grammar. That's not related with tenses.
okay, and also like personification, simile. It's all about like rearrangement sentences like there is a lots of things ability which all are included in grammar, and if you are going to learn those things, so it will take more than 3 months or the 6 months to just learn a grammar. But on the contrary, if I talk about you mean to just speak English speaking, so you just need to learn the tenses. So within 1 week you can speak English on the base of tenses, and without learning grammar, you can also speak English on the base of your sentences.
But friends, suppose you have two men, and a man who live in another country and he learned that how to speak English, and a man who is learning English here, and debate with him. The person who learned English with another country, he is not able to communicate with another body and in another front of many peoples. When you stand him in front of many students and many peoples, then he is not able to communicate with him because he don't know that what to say at that place. But a person who learn English with a coaching center and with the help of a coaching center, he know that what's the word used in that place and what to tell in that place, and he also know that how to communicate with another persons.
Okay, as you told me, like there is a guy who comes from other country, but who doesn't know how to speak in front of an Indian guy. But before you told me like he's very good in terms of his speaking, right? There is no doubt. Okay, but if he knows already how to speak English, so what he needs to learn a grammar? If he knows already how to speak English and he also know how to speak English on the base of sentences, English are same. Okay, either you speak English, either I speak English. Okay, both are same. If you go another country, so if you speak English on the base of your sentences, so they will be recognize your sentences properly. You don't need to explain very deeply about grammar that time. But the point is here, like I would like to tell you that, like suppose if you want to learn English speaking, so where do we start first?
But we are not talking about that person whose mother tongue language is English. We are talking about that person who is related with India or that type of countries where English is not mother tongue language.
So if he is not able to speak English, so why do you need to use speaking? Why do you use to speak in front of that guy who doesn't know even a single sentences about English speaking? So that time you are gonna to make him fool while he's speaking in front of that guy who doesn't know about English speaking, and even his mother tongue is another like Marathi, Gujarati. So what's the use of speaking in front of that guy?
That's the point, and
That's the point. What's the point?
that's the point that why is grammar essential for learning English.
So if you
Because
again,
if he want to talk to in front of another person, then he will have to know that how to speak like English, and he will have to know that where to use the words and where why what type to translate the sentences and what type to make the sentences.
Okay, suppose there is a Marathi people which is standing in front of it. Let's see. Let's just imagine I'm a Marathi people. I don't know English speaking.
Yeah.
Even I'm not able to speak English. Okay, but I want to learn English speaking, and you are gonna to tell me about grammar. So how will you teach me? From what's the first step? Which should I raise? Like what would be my first step to raise forward into English speaking?
I have no idea to teach anybody because I am not a
So
teacher.
why do you say that like having a good knowledge about grammar, even a beginner people wants to
Having a
learn?
good knowledge of grammar is essential for speaking English, not for teaching.
So that time you said like there is a Marathi people he wants to learn English speaking, so you will have to explain very deeply about grammar. Then he will able to
Yeah,
recognize
I
your
can
sentences
explain. I can
properly. Okay,
explain.
so please explain. I'm a Marathi people. I'm
I can
understanding you
explain
too.
if that person know that how to speak Hindi.
Okay.
Because my mother tongue language is Hindi and Bhojpuri, and I know that how to speak Hindi and Bhojpuri. If he know that how to speak Hindi, then I can able to explain that how's the grammar essential for learning.
That is not grammar. Whatever you learn, if you start that time when you started to learn English speaking, so that was not your grammar. First you learn basic things. After that you comes on.
The
After that
basic is
you
also related with grammar.
okay. After that you comes on a sentences. Sentences is the backbone of communication skill. Without learning sentences, you can never speak English. And the most important things in sentences, which is your past indefinite tense. If you are able to get a good command on your past indefinite tense, so your 70% of communication skill will be improved. Okay, on the contrary, as you told me, grammar. So grammar has a very deep and webbed topic. But on the contrary, if you want to just improve your communication skill on the sentences, so you just need to focus on your vocabs and pronounce and sentences. Then you can speak.
But brother, you can also see that the vocabs comes from grammar, and the structures are also related with grammar.
Okay, so grammar has a very deep knowledge because having a if you want to improve your if you want to speak English, so you need to learn a vocab. That is just vocabs.
Yeah,
that is not
I'm
included
also
in.
telling that, but I am also telling about that thing that it is related with grammar, and that's the reason grammar is essential.
Grammar is essential.
Yeah.
Like whatever you are speaking right now, on the basis of your grammar, you are speaking right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is grammar? Could you please tell me?
Grammar. Yeah, I can tell that grammar is that type of thing that teach us that how to speak the words and how to speak the sentences and how to speak the sentences in the right way and how to make the structures. If you don't know that about grammar, then you are not able to speak the right sentences and right words.
Even I would like to tell you one thing. Okay. Since I've been speaking English speaking, I will never focus on grammar. Okay. Since I've been speaking from zero to advanced level, I've never focused on my grammar. I just focus on my sentences and stories. Even I used to write a lots of story just on the base of my sentences.
Your thinking is wrong. The
Not-
sentences, the sentences that you are making, you was making in your past, and that sentences teach you that how to the structures created and how to structures made. And after
that comes in grammar, right?
yeah, after that you know that how to speak English.
Okay, so grammar is a very okay. So tell me if I want to learn a grammar very deep, and also I want to use those all grammar things into in the communication skill during the conversation skill. So what kind of topic would be there to use in during the conversation? Could you please suggest me 5 topics which can be used during the conversation?
I want to tell you another thing. You choose any of the topic about the tense and also about the direct or indirect speeches and active passive. And after that, you will, if you want to talk about anything in front of anybody, then you will have to make a structure. And that structure is made by the grammars, and that's
When you are gonna to write any kind of instructions, so that time you require to use grammar, and even you are gonna to attend any kind of papers, exams, so that time you must have a very deep knowledge about grammar, because without having a grammar knowledge you can't attend any exams.
Yeah.
You know, that time you'll have to recognize the power of grammar.
But also for speaking grammar is
Not, I
essential.
don't think that
No,
while having
you are talking in front of me, and
Okay.
you because of you know that how to translate any sentences, and you know the grammar. And if you don't know that how to translate the sentences, and if you don't know the grammar, then you are not able to speak in front of
that
anyone.
is not a grammar, that is a sentence. You can also search on the
Sentence is related with grammar.